Hey, welcome to VarsityWA's Midnight Reactions Friday Night Football Podcast. Hey, let me get the introductions up first instead of midway through the podcast. Matt Evans, computer guru ranking guy with Evans rankings in the Tri-Cities, and the championship coach from Graham Kapowsin, now in retirement, Eric Kurle. Guys, thanks for joining us. I want to go right to what happened Thursday before we get in the top 25 scoreboard, guys. And Eric in particular, Monty Kohler got his 395th win last night when O'Day beat Rainier Beach to become Washington's all-time coaching wins leader, breaking the tie with Sid Otten at Tumwater. Eric, you've been around a lot of the really good coaches, the championship coaches in the state. What do you think this means to Monty, and how hard is it to win 395 games?
Well, I think, it means a lot to Monty, but he's never going to tell you that. Monty is one of those guys that just an incredible competitor, but also a class guy. And he does it the right way. He's always done it the right way. And, he has all the respect of all the coaches, I think, in our state of Washington. And being able to win that many games and just doing it over and over and doing it his way. I mean, everyone talks about going to the spread or going to this. He's kept to his what he wants to do on offense and what he wants to do on defense and just making kids first, and that's why he's successful as he is.
Yeah, I think it's a record that guys will probably never see broken, especially in today's coaching landscape. So, I mean, I can't imagine somebody sticking around for 41 years at the same school. So, but congratulations, Monty Kohler at O'Day in his 41st season, 395 wins and counting, the all-time wins leader in Washington high school football. Let's go right to the top 25 scoreboard, guys. Starting with those Fighting Irish at number one, they defeated the Rainier Beach Vikings on Thursday, 31-16. Number two, Bellevue had a first half lead, but lost at home to Lake Stevens, 21-14. Gonzaga Prep, number three, keeps rolling, rolled by Ferris, 51-0. Number four, Chiawana also played on Thursday. A little bit of a low scoring game with Kamiakin, ends up winning 15-3. We mentioned that Lake Stevens score. Number five, Lake Stevens coming back to beat Bellevue 21-14. The defending 4A champs, number six, Sumner, defeats Kennedy Catholic 28-0. Eastside Catholic played on Thursday as well, beat Bishop Blanchette 48-0. The number seven, Crusaders. Maybe the shocker of the night, guys. Number eight, Camas, the reigning 4A runner-up, losing to Mount Tahoma 49-22 at home. Number nine, Graham Kapowsin rolling again, 31-0 over Skyview. We had the Mount Tahoma score. They're number 10, beating Camas. The two-time 2A champs at number 11, Anacortes, surviving a high-scoring game with Seaholm, 52-33. Kennewick in 3A MCC showdown with Southridge. Number 12, Kennewick beating Southridge, 35-12. Our number 13, Archbishop Murphy, plays on Saturday, as does number 14, Linden, at Franklin Pierce. Number 15, Puyallup, goes to Evergreen of Vancouver and wins 48-14. Number 16, Seattle Prep, beats Roosevelt 44-6. Number 17, Tumwater, beats Bainbridge 45-6. Number 18, Glacier Peak, defeats Snohomish 20-3. The five-time 1A champs, Royal Knights, at number 19, defeats College Place 69-0. Number 20, Enumclaw, plays on Saturday against Beamer. Number 21, Lakes, defeats Bonnie Lake 21-2. Moses Lake, number 22, plays at North Creek on Saturday. Bothell, guys, number 23, defeats Arlington 30-7. And number 24, Curtis, beats Peninsula 23-0 on Thursday. And then number 25, Franklin Pierce, as we mentioned earlier, hosts Linden on Saturday. Let's start with you, Matt. You've had a chance to kind of study the scoreboard. What kind of caught your eye from tonight's Week 2 scores?
It is absolutely that Mount Tahoma Camas game. A score that wasn't even that close. I mean, it was 35-2 at halftime. Mount Tahoma just absolutely rolled Camas. I don't think anybody saw that happening. I mean, I think we could, we thought there's a chance that Mount Tahoma could win that game, but the way that they did it, just unbelievable to me. And some of the other things, just some dominant performances by some teams that kind of had some question marks coming in. I'm talking last night, Tri-Cities Prep 54-0 over LaSalle, a quarterfinalist from last year. And then Liberty Christian tonight going up to Everett to play Nia Bay and shutting them out, beating them 52-0. Just some teams that kind of maybe we had some question marks about some of the stuff that they had coming back, but they're just coming out and showing that they are the dominant forces.
Eric, what caught your eye about week 2?
I kind of looked at a little bit of that Federal Way game, and Decatur had a pretty good football team last year, and Federal Way's kind of back in that area. 250-point wins the last 2 weeks. Also, Puyallup got down by I think 14 before they got after Evergreen down there, who was Evergreen's a good football team. And what I've been reading and seeing, Puyallup got after them a little bit. So excited about that. The Mount Tahoma, I was able to watch a little bit of that when I got home, but they won all phases of that game. They won first 3-4 series. I think they had a blocked field goal, a punt down to the 7, and a punt for a touchdown, and then an interception got them down. And then they just rolled, played physical, ran over them, made some great plays there on the ball too. So Mount T, that's pretty exciting to see that with Coach Terry.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of in awe of Mount Tahoma's win at Camas. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to the small schools, guys. There was a 1A showdown, a game that 10 years ago you wouldn't have blinked twice at. But Cascade Christian going to Kings and winning 42-6, and
Yep.
in talking to those guys this year, I think they thought with all those talented freshmen that they would be a year away from being a really serious contender. And Kings is one of those teams that has a lot of seniors, a really good quarterback, kind of flying under the radar, state contender. For Cascade to go to Kings and Woolsey Stadium and beat them convincingly, that's a big win and puts Cascade Christian right on the map in 1A. I think we had them number 9. I think they're going to shoot up the rankings, guys. And then the one rivalry that I've gotten a taste of in the 2B ranks in District 4 and on Alaska going to
Mhm.
Napavine tonight. Both of these programs have won state championships in the last 6 or 7 years. But for Ani to go to their rival and beat them at Napavine 22-12, it's been a while since they've gone to Napavine and won there. Great win for Maz Sadi and the Loggers as they try and move up the 2B rankings, and more importantly, be in position to win a Central League championship. So, speaking of those Mount Tahoma T-Birds and that big win down at Camas, let me welcome in the winning coach, who's probably pretty happy on the bus ride home from Clark County, Keith Terry. Congratulations, Keith. I know you've had a couple big road wins in the playoffs, beating Ferndale a couple years ago, going to Decatur and beating them last year. But this is I would think this is one of the signature road wins, going down to the team that was in the 4A finals last year and handily beating them. How big a win was this for you guys tonight?
Yeah, this was huge for us. We definitely, scheduled this game with the intent of going down there just to put our kids in that environment. Knowing that that's a great football environment. And, just for me, this is a huge win for us. And, to see our kids respond, be able to play in that atmosphere, definitely the biggest win on the road for me as a head coach. Yeah.
Yeah, and all 3 phases were working. You had a special team score. You had 3 guys that scored rushing touchdowns in the first half. I know that Elijah Durr had a big interception. Can you talk to how all 3 phases were working in that first half that enabled you to kind of build that big lead?
Yeah, that's just been, our focus been winning all 3 phases. And so, going after these first 2 weeks offensively, we've really been able to establish the run. Again, like I told you before, it was going to be running back by committee, and that committee just continues to show up week in and week out. Defensively, we're really locked in. So we're playing fast, we're physical, we're flying around. And then, tonight it was just great to see that third phase. I mean, last week that third phase was there too. I mean, this week Elijah has another blocked field goal attempt. So, and then we had a punt return to the house, and then the interception literally on the next series. So we're just getting things clicking, all going in the same way at the same direction. So, it's been really fun to see these guys execute at a high level.
Let's bring the championship coach in for a question. Eric, you're on with Keith. What'd you like to ask about Mount Tahoma and their win tonight?
Oh, first thing, Keith, one heck of a job. I was able to skim through that game here the last hour on NFHS, and while, like you said, it's all 33 phases. And how did you get your kids? You got them the excitement there, and got that momentum early. How did you keep it up? How did you? I mean, you guys. I mean, is this something just the energy your coaches bring to the field?
Yeah, it's definitely the energy that we bring, but I mean, I think partly too, we have a seasoned group. And last year, week one, we let one slip away from us after having a huge lead. So I think that's also in the back of the kids' mind all the time. And, one of the things that we've preached this year is about being uncommon. So not getting comfortable in the things that we do and just keep aspiring for more. And the kids have really linked into that, and, they're really having fun with that and competing at a high level right now.
With 26 seniors, if people didn't believe that Mount Tahoma was a viable Class 3A state contender before tonight, I think that win, that score is going to change some people's minds, especially out of the Tacoma area. Keith Terry, your 2-0 T-Birds. Congratulations on the big win down there. Best of luck, and we'll get caught up with you later in the season.
All right. Appreciate you guys reaching out. Have a good rest of your evening.
All right, let's get down to our final segment of hot takes through 2 weeks of the season. Matt, give me a hot take here. Our small sample size is getting bigger and bigger. What are you leaving week 2 with?
I'm leaving week 2 with a belief that small schools in Division 1 or in District 1 are probably going to be playing a lot of playoff football. According to my calculations, I think 1A District 1 gets 3 bids to week 10, and 2A gets 5 bids, so a total of 8. And I think all 8 of those teams are going to make the state champion or state tournament. I think that District 1 football is playing amazing. We haven't even talked about Meridian going over to OMAC and beating OMAC 22-16 tonight. You've got, Linden Christian with a huge win over North Kitsap tonight. Mount Baker got a huge win over Hawkinson. Nooksack Valley's looking good. Seaholm, even though they lost, I mean, they put up a huge show against arguably one of the best teams in 2A. And you've got Archbishop Murphy, Burlington, Edison, Linden, just so many great teams. I think that my hot take there, yeah, District 1, 2A, and 1A, you're going to see a lot of representation in the round of 16.
What about you, Eric? Through 2 weeks, what lasting impression are you leaving with after tonight?
Well, I'm excited to see what Franklin Pierce does tomorrow. They intrigue me. I think Trevor's done a great job out there at Franklin Pierce. Get a little bit more look at that. Seeing Pial to turn, they got down there, but turn it around and made a play at it. They're right there. It's exciting to see them when they play Sumner. I think it's week 4. It's exciting to get to see what's going to happen there. And then, I like that Sidra Woolley team. I think that's a team that's going to be pretty good down the line. And that this thing, 1A football with Kashmir Royal and now Cascade Christian. There's some schools that are going to jump up there and maybe fight with Royal this year.
Yeah, you mentioned Cedro Woolley, a big win against Stanwood tonight. They might be the best team in that 3A Wesco. My hot take is I don't think that O'Day is going to get out of the rest of September without without another loss. A lot of it has to do with injuries. Monty got the record last night, but he lost a couple more key guys, including all-state running back Uriah Stringfield, who left after 1 carry, looked like a head injury. He's got his top 3 interior linemen on the defensive line all hurt. He's got his quarterback Hutton Leverett hurt, no timetable for when he comes back from a shoulder injury. Right now, they're doing it with underclassmen, sophomores, and a freshman quarterback, and they deserve a lot of credit for beating a really good Rainier Beach team last night. But now they got a Seattle Prep, and in 2 weeks they've got Eastside Catholic. And if it's freshman and sophomore, you're going to the meat of your schedule in the Metro League with, man, that's a tall order. And I do think that either one of those teams could trip up O'Dea in the next 2 weeks, hoping that the Irish get healthy. But right now it did not look good after Thursday. So we'll see if Mr. Miyagi gets to O'Dea and does a number and gets that team back to good health. Well, thanks for joining our midnight reactions to Washington High School football podcast. I wanted to thank Matt Evans from Evans Rankings, and of course the championship coach Eric Kurle. I'm Todd Milles, your host, and we will see you in week 3 next week.